everybody. Nice to see you all again.
Our products. And we talk a lot about life.
Life and how we see it.
Yeah. I hope we can bring it and deliver to our...
You know, we were talking a lot today about connecting the material with the spiritual, and whether or not, you know, there's any kind of a connection, and if it's okay to be very much into one's appearance. I know for one, I'm very much into my appearance. Very into looking young, very into looking pretty, and not so much in a comparing way to other people as much as for myself. I have my own ideal of what I like to look like. And I was wondering, is it possible that I could take the material that I'm so into and uplift it to become something spiritual and something that God can be proud of? And I think the answer is yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's what we come up with.
Yeah. You know, when you get yourself all dressed up in the morning and you like how you look and you're wearing an outfit that you love and you've done your makeup artistically and you like your hair and everything like that, I think it makes you a happier person. And when you're a happier person, you are automatically able to uplift everybody around you. Your happiness, your sunshine just emanates, and it's bestowed upon everybody around you.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. That's what I was like having a little conflict with myself, because I consider myself, as all of us, a spiritual person. And it's almost bothered me that, I mean, I worked so hard of accepting myself as I am, and sometimes I just don't put anything, no makeup, and I just like my hoodies and all of that, just to walk around neighborhood with my dog and not to care at all. It's almost like my protest to society that I don't care. And I actually do. I do care a lot about physical appearance, and it's bothering me a little bit, because I want to accept people as they are, and I try so hard. That was my almost exercise, especially with older people. Many of my clients were coming in to me, and I mean, because that was my life. I always was seeing clients all my life, 7 days a week. And lots of people were coming, like, you know, over 50, 60, 70, and they're like, no, I'm not, you know, I'm wrinkly, I'm this, I'm that. And I look at that person and I see the beauty in it, like, you know, in even physical beauty. It's fascinating. I can see that they were stunning and they're still stunning. And I was explaining that a lot to them. Like, you know, I was literally telling them, it's impossible if you were beautiful in your 19, 20, 30, but I was talking about physical beauty. I never spoke about spiritual beauty. I was always like looking, I'm like, oh, like I can see, of course she was beautiful. She has beautiful shape of the face, and you know, the features are on the right, you know, angles and stuff. Of course I can see her being beautiful, and she's still older and she's beautiful. But what I found about beauty, what's really beautiful in us as we age, it's not wrinkles like or features before, it's how we
act toward
Yes.
other people.
Yeah.
Can define us as being beautiful too.
Yes.
Yes.
How we feel about other person, how we uplift other person, like, you know, normal things, how you treat other people, basically. So I work a lot. That's what we were talking today before we started taping it. I work a lot in the morning on my mood, just like to be in a great mood, and I have my
Your schedule.
schedule,
Right, yeah.
which
Yeah.
I do. I worked with nutritionists, and I worked with my circle. I kept only people I really love and I feel comfortable with. And I noticed that I went, like yesterday I went out, right? And it was beautiful people, my funny, like, you know, girls from medical assistance program. And it was just so loud in this restaurant, and it was fun. I mean, people were like happy eating, like loud music, and that's what I used to do, but it doesn't belong to me anymore. Because it completely, and I didn't drink, I don't smoke, I didn't dance till I was dead. And I left 11. It's not like I left, midnight or like, I mean, everything was decent. But, with all that, that's already put me out, my schedule. And it ruined my whole morning. And it's just not what I should do. That's not my routine to make myself feeling beautiful, putting myself in a good mood, and it's affecting the world. So it's we really have to watch ourselves. And,
a night out can destroy a lot of what we've built up. So the idea with nights out is to limit it in time, to be home by a certain time.
Yeah.
And this way I can still be in my schedule if I come home by a certain time.
It's interesting. It's almost like you have to work on yourself on many levels. You have to work on physical level, you have to watch what you eat, you have to watch what time you go to sleep, and that's happened lately with me.
And exercise, exercise.
And exactly, right?
Yeah, supplements, teas, all of that good thing. Yeah.
That's how we keep up happiness and good mood and all of it.
Yeah, hanging out with people that you love also, it's really, really great to upkeep your happiness in general.
Absolutely. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I was thinking, okay, I don't really have such a great mood today, but I put myself together and I'm gonna see Dena and Esther.
That's right, you have to have us. We're the happiness team.
That's right, and that's what helped me to feel better, and it's amazing, and that's how we live now.
That's it, we live with a good schedule, and we only do what makes us happy.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. And even let's say we have to go to the dentist, for example, I have to go to the dentist tomorrow and I really cannot get out of it. I'm doing this for my well-being, I'm doing this for my health.
Yeah.
I'm doing this so that things can't get worse, So it's all part of the spiritual well-being, whether you are getting a manicure, whether you're getting your hair done, or whether you're going to the dentist. At the end of the day, it's all for spiritual reasons. Supposing, I take a vacation with this tooth and it starts to really, really hurt, and all around me I'm just a crabby little you-know-what. I'm not making anybody on vacation happy. As a matter of fact, they're going to try to stay far away from that crabby old thing. It pays to take care of yourself, whether it's brushing your hair or taking care of your teeth or exercising or getting the right amount of sleep. It's all for spiritual cause.
And I'd like to talk about this amazing product by Avakyan called Lemon Lev Creme. And first I want to say my past experiences. I've always used so many different moisturizers and oils, and they would always either make my face hurt or break out. But I tried this maybe a few weeks ago or maybe a month ago, and I used it as a moisturizer for the very first time. And it made my skin feel so good, so soft, and it didn't hurt, it didn't break out, nothing. And my skin was soaking all its moisture, and it was just a big help.
Esther, thank you. And I also have a question for you. We previously talked about how to make yourself to feel better. What is your ways to help yourself to feel? Do you listen?
Yeah, I listen to a lot of music. And depending on what mood I'm in or what mood I'm reaching to be in, that's the kind of music I put on.
And
what else?
It's important for you, the lyrics and songs. What is more?
It is. The tune and the lyrics.
Mm-hmm. Also, if it's not music, what else? What kind of?
Meditating and breathing.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit more about the technique of how you breathe?
I don't know specific techniques on how to breathe.
It's okay. Just yourself.
I just take a few deep breaths.
Mm-hmm.
It is a technique.
Yes,
Sure.
it is a technique. It's
Yeah.
the most.
Just be willing to sit there and take deep breaths is a really
Yeah.
It's a main technique actually.
To just show up to meditate is already a big deal
Exactly.
because many
Yeah.
don't put it into their schedule, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
Meditation has to be part of the schedule. What you do during your meditation time, even if you sit here and pick, at least you're doing your at least you're in your meditation spot, completely because you think you won't be able to do it. Better to try and fail than not try at all.
Totally.
Yeah.
I also want to add about praying, because when I was a child, it's a lot of times, because praying, it is like a meditation for many people because it's calming and it is also spiritual thing, and no matter like which God you're praying and like how you praying, if it's like a set prayer or if it's just like from your heart, certain words. A lot of time, like you, Dena, you said, people don't make time. They just prefer to be where they are, and they just upset and they don't do anything about it. And I made it as a habit, and like Esther did, she's breathing, and already in her young age, she learned how to put this in a schedule.
Right.
That's a big deal. It's like cleaning your teeth. So the same with that, and often Esther asking me how you like that. Like I'm like that because I had to push and make an effort to do that because I'm not like that. Everybody think I'm so happy and giggly, but I'm not like that. I'm the darkest, the deepest, the more melancholic person I know.
And I'm the
don't know.
second most. And she's the third most like that.
Welcome to the club.
All of us have had to put in an effort to be happy.
That's right.
And doing a schedule helps you to do that.
That's right.
What girls you did when you was in ST age? Like, did you have difficulties and how you handle this?
I was a drinker when I was Esther's age.
Really?
I did it to like deal with my very crazy inner world. And that's every Friday night. I would drink all I could, then conk out for many, many hours in my room. That's how I used to deal with myself when I was her age.
It's crazy because I know, you know, like, I mean, I supposedly having everything, right? Like how people look at you and your family, like you too, like probably. Like what would these girls, and Esther too, sometimes when we talk, like why would even that bother you? Because you have all your needs met. You have parents, mommy and daddy, you have food, you have roof, you have plenty of time. But I think what's happening, because we're very similar in our, you know, like how we are, I think that we are so curious. I think that our brain is so like fast and like resolving a lot of things. We need to be constantly thinking and doing and creating, and we're just productive. We're just a little bit different than others. So if those thoughts are happening in you know, and it has place and time happening, that's definitely that we had lots of time in our hands and we were not interested. How I resolved it personally, I moved from one country to another, having no English, like no money, just like to create my own life, just for fun, because I was so bored and depressed. And in this age, I was having the suicidal thoughts because I had nothing to do, and it was so dramatic. I thought it's so like different. Of course, I never would kill myself, but I wanted to have this drama queen thoughts that, you know, that I can go and look in the, and I didn't want to even like put in a little child this like stupid ideas, but you know, it was just not so bright and not so smart.
Do you both have somebody to talk with? Because it's definitely obvious
No.
that you don't have some good advice what to do with yourself if you chose these ways of handling.
Well, then I grew up, and I, you know, thank God, I had kids, and what I discovered after each actually each pregnancy brought a lot of amazing blessings to me and a lot of talents, gifts I had no idea that I had. Esther's brought out the part of me that loves to perform somehow. Maybe because she's such a great performer herself. But along with each and every one of my pregnancies, I had to deal with some pretty terrible postpartum depression. And it was real, super, super bad. I can give you something, I can tell you something that happened that made me see how sad I was. Well, our next door neighbor's 2-year-old, the child, I think he was like 1.5. This child ran out into the street, across the street by himself. This child was literally only 1.5 years. And then I wanted to just dive right into the street without looking and save him. And not caring even about my own life. I cared nothing about my life. But I was scared to do that the last second because I had, 2 little children at home. So I saw a bus coming, a yellow bus coming. I'm standing here and across the street is this kid. At any second, this kid could have darted back and been killed by the bus. So you know what I did, and I'll show you. I got up and I did a fancy little dance to keep the child occupied so that it wouldn't run in front of the bus. It did not run in front of the bus. Baruch Hashem, thank God. And as soon as the bus passed, I ran across the street like a chicken, and I plucked the baby and I brought him back to his house. And I told him that he'd been, but the point here is that I cared so little about my own existence at the time because I was so depressed. And at that point in time, that very night, I was invited to a friend's party. It was like a fundraiser for a really good cause. And at the end of the party, the person running the whole show asked, well, who's the next one up for making a party? And you know what I did? This part of me that is good, this part of me that desires life, jumped up and said, I will. I'm going to make the next party. I have been stringing parties now since the year 1997. And I made a party last weekend. And somebody said to me, how long have you been doing this? And I said, since 1997. You want to know why? You want to know how I know that? And what month and everything? Because every time I have a party, that very night, as soon as the party is over, I schedule the next party.
It makes you feel better.
Yeah, so good came out of something very, very terrible.
But what about when you was 14 and you chose to
The
drink?
booze, yeah.
You don't have nobody to talk with.
I know, I had my friends, but what are friends already? For friends, I had to put on the big show. I put up a mask all the time for the friends. I never let the friends see the real me.
What about relatives, your mom?
I did. Sometimes I would talk to my dad, about my stuff. But other than that, I did not bother with the relatives.
I got you. And what about you, Nina? Do you have somebody, you're 14?
You almost feel like embarrassed to talk about those things. That's what it is. Because you don't want to be weird. You don't want to be like weird. Because people, they don't, like Dina said, they don't talk about it. Like you put the mask and you have to be happy and cheerful.
Holding the mask.
Yeah, that's one of those masks. If you forgot to put it on.
We put it on for ourselves, not for other people.
We'll help you out.
Add this oxygen plasma, which is a mask that you put on right after cleansing your face. And it helps to, first of all, moisturizes, it has collagen peptides, it has alpha-ketone, it has sea buckthorn oil in it, and it really, really helps to, first of all, exfoliate your face, to moisturize your face, to add all the great collagen peptides, and to help keep you looking youthful and young and beautiful.
Yes, I love this one too. It's really amazing. Yeah, we don't talk about it. We don't talk and, what I've done, I actually started a diary online. Yeah, that's what I was doing. I started writing poems. But it's happened a little later. It happened when I went to college. And I wrote really depressive poems. I have one of those, it's almost like a joke for me to read now.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, when you in a normal state, it's like depression is a joke to you. But when it's not, then it's very dark. And I remember
heavy, serious.
Yeah, it's a pretty serious stuff. But I think we put ourselves in it. And I learned the way how we put it. We, numerous, days and events, we put it all together, and if you keep thinking negative, keep adding negative people in your life, keep listening to, almost like even when someone talks negative about someone. I mean, first of all, we cannot think always positive, but
What
yeah.
if these people are in your family?
That's the thing. Sometimes that's happened too. It's very toxic. So what I started doing, unfortunately, I do have people like that in my family.
Everyone has people.
Yes,
Like that.
yes.
So what I do personally, because I do love those people, of course, and they cannot see obvious problems, right? So what I do, I pretend that everything is fine when I talk to them, because they're not going to open up. They think I am not as bright as they are, because things they think about are much higher priority. And I get it, they have lots of problems, but that's your choice to carry those problems on you or let it go. And I appreciate my family members, because they carry most of my own problems on their shoulders. It's about responsibilities, about my parents. I can be free because someone else take care of my parents, you know what I mean? And it's huge, and I appreciate it. But it doesn't have to be so heavy. It doesn't have to be you don't have to put guilt in anyone's,
Right.
that
Yeah.
you do these things. I always felt victimized myself. We were talking about this right now too. That was part of my problem, because when you victimize yourself, when you for some reason feel down about yourself, about again physical appearance or job you do, or boyfriend, husband, whatever partner you have, you don't have that partner or this partner, whatever, that's all put imprint in your head that you are not as good, not enough, constantly. So in a way, I finally woke up. I put in myself that I'm enough. I have enough, we are all enough, we have all great things, in us already inside. So it's so funny that we've been talking, and that makes me happy.
Me too.
Right?
Free therapy.
It is, it's so fun. We're really, that's like a secret what we're talking about. Yeah, we have to constantly think that we are enough.
Yes.
We have enough of everything. God already took care of you. And even if you have zero on your account right now, because we're going through pandemic and people probably suffering, and they don't have food, they don't have people whatever don't have home and trying to be evicted, you gonna be okay. I added a couple of meditative personalities on TikTok. It's so interesting. This lady, she's she has thousands of views and likes and everything. She just talks very calmly, and she's just saying all her videos are about you are going to be okay.
I have that person too, I think.
You are fine. You're going to be okay. She's let me plug this out.
You send it me,
Your
right?
problems.
I follow
yeah.
that person too.
I love this. She just keep telling people you all, and that's all we need to do.
Yeah.
We
So
have
we
all
need to
day.
hear. Yeah.
How much things you need to have in life to be okay? What do you need to feel okay? Really, we already have it all. Why we don't see? Why we don't see that? Until we, God forbid, get cancer. That's what I always was fascinated about. I always imagine I already had cancer. I already died and woke up and I'm here now. That's how I feel. I already survived it. I want to live today, right now. What can I get? That's how my perspective of life is. That's why I look maybe crazy sometimes. Because if I want to dance, yesterday, literally, I wanted to get up and dance because I wanted it. But because I felt like, oh, my friends would be ashamed of my behavior.
Oh.
You know what I mean? But if I would be with you, I would
You get up and
totally
dance.
dance. I would totally get up and dance. I don't care. And they can videotape me
Yeah.
and do
me anytime.
whatever.
Yeah.
We are fine.
Yeah. I will dance in front of the most uptight person these
Yeah.
days, and I didn't used to do that. I used to worry what everybody thought about me. And now I'll just get up and dance. And the people who are gonna love you are gonna love you. That's it.
right.
And the haters are just gonna keep on hating. You know, like Taylor Swift says.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And you just shake it off.
Yeah. Shake it up.
Shake it.
I love it. I just love it. Esther, tell us about this. About dancing. Do you dance?
Yeah,
Yes, I
Wow.
dance a lot, and I take dancing lessons with the wonderful Kat Boger, who will probably see this.
Yeah.
Yes. She was working.
Yay, cat!
Yay, Kat!
Yes, Kat. Yeah, she dances.
Your loyal fans.
Zumba and all of it.
Yeah, hip hop.
And hip hop and all of this fancy dances. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, so basically we don't need to wait for a miracle to be happening for us to feel beautiful, feel like that's what really bothered me with advertisings and promotions. Like, my goal about my company is not to. I mean, it's great when people buy my products. I'm not gonna lie. I love this
My
product.
oxygen plasma
I love this product.
Best. Best.
I do really feel like my ego boosting, like, when people are like, oh, I found you on Etsy. I'm like, oh my God, how did you find Etsy? And I'm like, I don't even know that person. So somebody suggested that. I'm like, wow, this is unbelievable. People heard from somebody. And it's just, of course it's great for my ego. I loved it. But the whole point of it, it's not that. My whole point of that part of me, something about me, you going to have. Like, that's why I created it. I wanted to give a gift of pure skincare, and that's part of me, and it's my soul, my heart, and it has to be natural. It has to be not, harmful, of course, for my people, and that's the goal. I don't care how much I will sell. I don't care if I'll be a millionaire or not, and I love that people supporting me. I appreciate everyone who is there for me, and that's the whole point. But of course, do I see myself as a millionaire? Yes, I do. Let's do that.
See the millionaire, be the millionaire.
Yes, be it.
Be the millionaire.
I hope so. One day. I just didn't
Amen.
grow up to that yet. But that was the whole point. I wanted my friends to have a clean skincare, and I wanted them to know that they have a safe place to go, where Nina won't take advantage of them, where Nina will do the best treatment for them, and not going to suggest microneedling or something to the person who doesn't need that. And that's what it is. I just want my people to be safe with skincare and services. Yeah. Did you talk about Lemon Love?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.